swish you hear isn't wind through trees. It's tulle. Welcome to Whisperwood, the enchanted forest where fashion history wanders, twirls, and shrinks itself down and reappears in miniature, like it's playing hide-and-seek with time. In Whisperwood, a gown remembers. A hemline can carry a secret. A glove can be a clue. And a ruffle, a ruffle can be an entire family tree. And today, we have a new visitor in Whisperwood. She arrives like she's late to a gala on purpose. Silkstone elegance, pale yellow drama, grey gloves that say, "Yes, I knew you'd be here." My stylish explorers, please welcome Gala Gown Barbie from 2012 Barbie Fashion Model Collection. And here's the thing about this guest. She doesn't just show up looking pretty, she shows up raising questions. Because the second she steps into Whisperwood, she triggers that feeling every fashion lover knows. Wait, I've seen this before. But where? And how far back does it go? So what do we do in Whisperwood when we sense a mystery? Yep, you're right. We followed the thread. It starts with 2011, Dior Haute Couture, under John Galliano. That collection, feel like an illustrated dream, got tired of being paper and decided to become fabric. Galliano was pulling from Dior's image world, those mid-century editorial fantasies where glamour is crisp, graphic, and just a little unreal. And then Barbie shows up in pale yellow with grey accents, and suddenly my brain is going, is she quoting Dior or is she quoting something Dior was quoting? Because in Whisperwood, sometimes it's one perfect quote, sometimes it's a whole conversation. Okay, let's talk about the silhouette, because Barbie makes it obvious. That high-low, T-length feeling, where the hem lifts and reveals underlayers like a secret, immediately reads couture. But it's also older than we think. High-low isn't a modern invention. It's basically fashion's oldest flirtation. Show the shoes, keep the drama. You see versions of it in historical dress whenever movement matters. When women needed the front to lift for walking, dancing, surviving stairs, surviving life, while the back still trails like a promise. Then you see it refined in the couture era, especially in houses that love structure and volume. And Dior? Dior has always loved fabric like it's a love language. From the beginning, the house identity was about creating shape through more yardage, more underpinnings, more architecture. So when later Dior collections play with layered hems and peekaboo understructures, it doesn't feel random, it feels like the house speaking in its native tongue. So Barbie's high-low vibe is already telling us she's not just wearing a dress, she's wearing a Dior way of thinking. But then we get to the detail that truly started the obsession. Because the first time I really noticed Barbie's ruffles, it wasn't even the dress, it was the ruffles themselves. It was the way they lead your eyes, one elegant falling line drifting down the skirt like a soft, deliberate cascade. And I asked myself the most dangerous question in fashion. Where have I been mesmerized by ruffles before? First answer, my toner doll, one of my absolute favorites. She has that same "how is fabric doing magic tricks" energy, but she's for another day. Today is Barbie's story. So I keep searching my memory closet, and then it hits. Marie Antoinette. Not just the movie at first, the whole world of it. Yup, that actual 18th century Marie Antoinette. Queen of France, famous for court spectacle, impossible hair, and a life that ended far less glittery than the portraits suggest. In fashion terms, she's basically the patron saint of extra, famous for over-the-top royal court lifestyle. Big hair, big parties, even bigger dresses. Yup, dresses that look like dessert and politics at the same time. And for becoming a symbol of that excess before the French Revolution brought it all crashing down. And the more I looked, the more I realized a lot of ruffles from that era aren't chaotic stuff. They are organized, like vertical panels, trim as architecture, set in place, almost structural. So I'm thinking, okay, Barbie is speaking a vintage dialect, but in a whispery, enchanted accent, because her ruffle isn't a single stiff little panel. It's a panel that sways when she moves, like the dress is remembering how to dance, which means she's not quoting just one era. So now I have to ask, where did she learn that kind of magic? And that's when the timeline revelation hits. These ruffles are time machine. 1 minute, we are in 18th century France with real Marie Antoinette drama. Then we skip to 1934's Madame du Barry's, where Hollywood makes the ruffles go full froth. And then, bam, we land in 2011 at Dior Haute Couture with the same idea reborn under runway lights. Because this Madame du Barry movie image from 1934 gave me the missing ingredient: froth. And that's the moment Barbie stops feeling like she's inspired by one dress and starts feeling like she's doing something smarter. She's blending a few key Dior 2011 cues at once. The high-low peekaboo layers, that yellow plus gray dialogue, and that cascading ruffle path distilled into readable swirl in miniature. And then I looked up from the ruffles and realized the face was talking too. Gala Gown Barbie isn't just wearing couture, she's wearing attitude. So I ask, what era is she channeling? And then I find it, a 1957 Vogue cover. And I'm like, wait. And it's like Barbie's beauty blueprint is sitting there, staring back at me. Same arched brow mood, same confident red lip energy. Barbie shows up as a red-headed version, like she's the covergirl's mischievous cousin. So now I'm staring at Barbie like, wait, are you a doll or are you a tiny 1957 editor-in-chief? Either way, she's giving me a look and I'm suddenly rethinking my life choices. And suddenly, it clicks. Barbie isn't just referencing a dress, she's referencing an entire glamour language. That's the strange, lovely lesson of Whisperwood. When you think you're collecting something small, a doll, a dress, a detail, you're actually holding a time capsule. So the riddle changes. It's not, why does Barbie have these ruffles? It's, how did an idea survive centuries of reinvention through palaces, film sets, and runways just to land on a doll? And the answer, I think, is the same reason we come to Whisperwood in the first place. Because beauty doesn't disappear. It travels. It changes scale. It changes fabric. And if you listen closely, you can hear fashion history whispering through chiffon. And if your outfit ever feels too much, congratulations! You're doing it right! Welcome to Whisperwood, darling, and I'll see you in the next episode.